Hey y'all, if you're here, if you'll go ahead and A, let me know you can hear me, and B, just type something in chat so I know that we're cruising along. That would I would appreciate that, so I know I'm not just talking to myself. Not that I've never ever talked to myself before, but you know, sometimes it's fun to talk to some other people too. There is a slight delay on what I'm saying and what y'all get, and so yeah, I will let y'all. I will be doing what we can do. The reason we're so early is because we're supposed to still be working normal school hours, and on top of that, Miss Martin wanted us to stagger first, second, third, fourth period. So that way we will have, like hypothetically, if you also had a stream for fourth period, so it wouldn't overlap. Okay, so they said that 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. would be the first and second period time. Maybe next week I'll think about trying to do one later in the day. But also it's 10 o'clock. It's not that early. I know how breaks work. But if you can try to keep up a normal schedule, yeah, it'd be better. We're gonna start here in about 4 minutes. So that way, if anyone is still struggling to get here, they can get here. Because apparently it's early. You can sleep in past 12 a.m. You don't need to be getting up at midnight every day. If you're getting up at 12, what time do you go to sleep? 6? Sleep from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m.? You go to sleep at 2 p.m.? Are you kidding me? Sleep at 2 p.m., up at 12 a.m.? Oh, that makes much more sense. Well, not more sense, because that'd be silly to stay up that late. But that explains the 12. Oh, I see. I'm just pulling your leg. I knew what you meant the whole time. At the end of the live stream, I'm going to have a survey for y'all to fill out to take attendance, so to say. So if y'all could do that for me, that would be awesome. I'll give you the link at the end, because then you have to stick around the whole time to take it. Haha! How are you doing, Peyton? Something I forgot to mention in the last live stream that I definitely should have is I have full power to time people out and log people out and kick them from the stream. And so please don't make me think about doing that. That would make me really sad if I had to go through and do something. And of course, obviously, everything's recorded, so anything you do type can be seen by blah, 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 blah. We're still in school. Y'all know how to act. Alright, y'all. I'm bored, so we're going to get started. If they're not here yet, they can catch up later. So, welcome to class. We're going to teach this as close to a real class as possible. I'm going to give y'all a quick lesson. Hopefully we are done in like 20 to 30 minutes, where I'm going to try to go quick so we don't spend all day here, because that's just boring, and we don't got to do that. All right, so standard equation of lines. Hopefully this looks familiar to you. Okay, y equals mx plus b. I think maybe someone said that y'all did this in Algebra 1. Basically what this is our y and our x are variables. These are going to stay as variables. These are going to be what changes as we graph the line. Okay? M is going to be our slope. Okay? So this m here is going to be slope. And if you thought my handwriting was bad before, ooh, you're in for a treat. Alright, there's slope. And remember, we think about slope as rise over run. Rise over run. Okay, this is how we know how far up and down we are going. Okay? We're going to talk more about this in a second, but basically rise is your y and run is your x. So, other part of our equation is we have this b term. Okay? This b term is our y-intercept. Y-intercept. Hopefully I can spell this right on the first try. Y-intercept. Oh, I forgot the R. I'm awful. Intercept. Alright? So our y-intercept is where the line that we're drawing crosses the y-axis, where it intercepts. You remember intercept is the 2 points, common point, right? In 2 lines share a common point. Where they intercept, okay? And so anytime x is 0, our y-intercept is just going to be that point. Okay, so like 0, 7 might be a y-intercept. All right, so what I want y'all to do for me is I want someone in class to give me an m. Just say like, someone in the chat, say like m equals whatever you want it to be. Something reasonable that I can graph. Okay, so between -5 and 5 maybe. It can be a decimal. It can be a, not a decimal. It can be a fraction. And then the other person, if someone else will give me a b, if someone else will give me a y-intercept, I would really appreciate that. The reason I want to use Zoom is because I want an easy way for someone to come back and watch the video if they miss it. And I heard some bad things about Zoom. I'm not sure if they're true or not, but I just don't really want to take that. All right, so we got m equals -2. All right, and then I also need a b. I also need a y-intercept. So y equals -2x, because I just plugged in m for -2. And my b term is, thank you for that m, by the way. B is 1. -2 plus 1. All right, so if we're graphing this line, y equals -2 plus 1, what we're going to do is we're going to start backwards. We're going to go backwards to get it, okay? So first we're going to use our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is 1. And we're going to plot that point. Boom. 0, 1. There's a y-intercept. Awesome. From here, we're going to use this -2 to find our rise, to find our slope, to find the rest of our points, okay? So slope is -2, right? -2 is the same thing as -2 over 1, okay? So that means my rise, we can say, is going to be -2 the whole time, and our run is 1, okay? So run of 1. So starting from this point, I'm going to go over 1 to here. This isn't actually a point on my graph. I'm just putting it so I know that it's there. So I went from here over 1 to the right 1. Now, we have a negative slope, a -2 in the top. So instead of going up 2, we're going to go down 2. So we go right 1, down 2. That's our next point. Right 1, down 2. That's our next point. Right 1, down 2. That's our next point. Keep going all the way forever and ever. Right 1, down 2. That's it. We can also do the same thing the other way. So let's just say, instead of going to the right one, what if we went to the left one? Okay, and left is like negative, right? So if we have a negative 1 on the bottom, that means our 2 on the top has to be positive, because then 2 over negative 1 is going to be negative 2. So if we're going left 1, then we're going to go up 2. Left 1 up 2. Left 1 up 2, so on and so forth, until we have a nice, clean, perfectly straight line. This is perfectly straight, I promise. And that is our line. That is our graphed line. Does anyone have any questions about that before I move on? Give y'all a few seconds to get a question in, a few seconds to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. We are going to have a survey at the end for attendance stuff, and so I will give that to y'all when we get there. Alright, looks like we were probably cool. So we're going to move on. What I want y'all to do, real quick, just on your own, sketch this bottom one for me real quick. Sketch this bottom, y equals negative 1/3 x minus 3. Okay? We're not going to worry about this one because I don't think we need it. I don't think we have time for it either. Alright? So just on your own paper, sketch that real quick. Do it in your head. Do it just some way. Sketch it real quick. It can just be as simple as drawing a little chart like this and just going from there. But give y'all like a minute and a half to sketch this bottom equation here. Just to see how you're doing. And if you have questions during this, feel free to ask. I'm going to be here. Give y'all like 30 more seconds on this one. Whenever we have a negative 1/3, whenever we have a negative 1/3, you can either put the negative on the 1 or the negative on the 3, but not both. Okay? So like if I had negative 1 over negative 3, the negatives would cancel out to give us 1/3. And that's not what we want. So you can either have negative 1 over 3, or you can have 1 over negative 3. But not both. Hopefully that makes sense, Joelle. Alright, I'm going to go over this one. Yeah. So first things first, I'm the realist. Where's my pen? There it is. Yeah. So, first thing we want to graph is this y-intercept. Okay, so we're going to use this negative 3 here. So negative 3, y-intercept. Awesome. From there, we're going to do our rise over run. So our slope is rise over run. So that is going to be negative 1 over 3. Okay, or you do 1 over negative 3. It all works out. Okay. So my run is 3, so I'm going to go to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. Then my rise is negative 1, so then I'm going to go down 1. 1, 2, 3, down 1. 1, 2, 3, down 1. We can also do the same thing the other way. So if I go left 3, my rise is going to be positive 1. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left, up 1, You see how this is like a downward sloping? It's almost like you're going downhill with these. That's how we know it's negative, because it's going down. It's not yelling timber, though. Boom. There's the graph. If we wanted to compare this to something with a positive slope, okay, so let's say hypothetically, I had graphed this other one up here. So blue is here. My red one is here. So -2, okay. Positive slope means we're going to go up. You see how this line's going up? So this might be my red graph. Something like that. You see how it's positive, it's going up? That's something to always watch out for. Positive versus negatives. Alright. Moving on along. Desmos. Okay? One thing you can do is check yourself with Desmos. Okay? I would use this any chance I get to check myself. So whether that is plugging in the graph to see what the plugging in the graph to see, plugging in the equation to see if the graph matches up, or trying to plug the graph to check after I do it, whatever. So what I'm going to do here, let me get out of here, keep my annotations. I'm just going to go to Google, okay? Just Google Desmos. Alright, when I Google Desmos, I'm going to click this graphing calculator, because we're graphing, right? And then what is my equation that I'm looking for? I said the equation was y equals -1/3 x minus 3. So I'm going to go back to Desmos and plug in y equals -1/3. I got to go over here and put my x. If I put my x in the bottom, if I say -1/3 and just hit x, weird things happen. Make sure you go over and hit x. Minus 3. Does that look like the graph we had? I think so. I think that's a win for us. I think that's right. And so you can go in and check yourself like that. Use Desmos. It's fun. It's good. Use the graphing calculator. It's awesome. Let's just do. Oh, and it even gives you the little keyboard down here to do things. You can do functions and fun. All right, moving on. So, what we're going to do for the rest of the class today is we're going to go the other way. We're going to go backwards. Okay? So, if I give you a graph, I want you to be able to tell me what the equation is. Okay? And this time we're going to find our slope first. Okay? So, for this blue line here. No, go back. Alright, this blue line here. I have to find the slope of the blue line. I'm going to use this equation, slope, m, equals y2 minus y1, or change in the rise, over x2 minus x1. Change in y divided by change in x. So I'm going to find 2 points on my blue line. Let's say here's a point right here. I know it's a point because it crosses. That's at some intersection. We want to use points that we can see really well. Here's another point right here. Alright, so this point right here, my first point is 2, 2. Cool. My second point is 4, 3. And I'm going to go in and plug in my y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my y2 here, my y value, my second point is 3. My y1 is 2. y2 minus y1 divided by my x2 is 4. My x1 is 2. 4 minus 2. That is the same thing as 1 over 2. So my slope is 1/2. And that's it. That's my slope. That's the first step. I want you all to see if you can find the slope of the red line on your own. I'll help you out and show you 2 of the points. Okay, we want to use points where there's intersections. So the 2 that I see is right here and right here. So on your own, give you like 45 seconds to see if you can come up with the slope of the red line on your own. If you have any questions about the blue line, still feel free to ask. But yeah, have at it. Y'all got this. Alright, y'all. So, let's keep doing the thing. So, red line, we got 2 points. Our first point is 0, 7. Our second point is 9, 0. So we're just going to plug that into the formula. So y2 is 0 minus y1 is 7 over x2 is 9 minus x1 is 0. When we do that, 0 minus 7 is negative 7 over 9 minus 0 is 9. So our slope here is just negative 7 over 9. And that's it. I'll give you all a few seconds to throw any questions in that you have about, like, hey, that was weird, I don't get that, or if you want me to explain anything in more depth. But yeah, hopefully some things are making sense. Cool. Alright, so what we do from here is once we have the slope, we have to find our b, or our y-intercept. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have this y equals mx plus b. Alright, that's our normal standard form equation. Slope intercept is what it's called. Okay, we're going to plug in a point that has a y and an x. We also know our slope is m. Okay, so for this last one, it was 1/2. Our blue line's 1/2. Switch back over to blue. So I'm going to plug in y equals 1/2 of x plus b, right? Because m is just 1/2. Then I'm going to take a point over here, so this point right here, and plug it into this equation. So then I'm going to say my y value is 3 equals 1/2 times my x value is 4 plus b. Right? Y equals 1/2 4 plus b. Okay. I'm going to bring it up here. Keep solving. So 3, I'm just solving for b, equals 1/2 times 4 is 2 plus b. Subtract 2 from both sides, you get b equals 1. Now I'm going to take that b value and plug it back into my original y equals mx plus b, using the y and the x again. So then we're going to have y equals 1/2 of x plus 1. And then that is our answer. That is it. Alright, so summarize what I did. I plugged in an x value, 4. Plugged in a y value, 3. I got those x and y values from my chart, from my graph. It might also be given to you sometimes. Then I went in and I plugged in, solve for b. I used it and plugged back in the equation. Alright? Give you all some time. I want you all to try to do the red one on your own. Once again, the reminder of the red slope. The red slope is negative 7, 9. Okay? Negative 7, 9 is our slope. And yeah, you could have just looked at the graph. The reason we don't want to do that is for 2 reasons. A, sometimes the graph might be weird. Okay, so let's say I drew a line that was like this. Okay? You don't really know where that's intersecting. Okay? And the second reason we don't want to just use the graph is because later on we're going to get some problems that they're just giving you 2 points and you don't know the graph. You don't know anything about it. Okay? And so, like, yeah, for right now, especially right now, to check yourself, you can just look at the graph, but we also want to be able to do the math. Give y'all like another 30 seconds on this problem, and then we will move on and go over it real quick, and then yeah. Alright, cool. So, we're going to take a point. Let's take this point down here. You can use any point that you know. I'd look for intersections though. Alright? So, my y value there is 0 equals The slope is -7/9. My x value there is, in fact, 9. Plus b. Alright. So 0 equals -7/9 times 9. The 9's cancel out, so it just leaves us with -7. Plus b. So b equals 7. I know that handwriting's awful, y'all. I'm sorry. Trust me, I'm trying. But all I got here is a little keyboard and a mouse. And yeah, I ain't got no touch screen anymore. Alright, so my b is 7. So now I'm going to go back in and say y equals -7/9. That's my slope. X plus my b is 7. And you can absolutely look at the graph and check yourself. You can also look at the plug it into Desmos if you were uncertain to make sure the graph looks the same. And yeah, that is it. Give you all a few moments to ask some questions. Then we got one more thing to go over, and then we're done. So hang with me. I know we're starting to get into the Charlie Brown teacher mode. Wah, 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 wah. All right, cool. Moving on along. Let's skip the first one. And then we're going to go to, we're going to try this one together, okay? This is the last type of problem you might get. Okay? Oh, wait, we have a question. What's up, Joy? Are you plugging in -7/9 times 9 to get -7? Is that what you're getting negative? Did you remember your negative in your slope? Your slope's -7. When you plug it in the calculator, it's negative. It being b, you're getting a negative b value. In that case, double check that you're plugging in a +9 here and that you still have a -7/9. And then whenever you do that, you should get -0 equals -7 plus b. You have to add 7 to both sides and move the 7 over to get your b equals +7. Alright, cool. If that doesn't make sense yet, we will have some time at the end that we can look at it a little more depth, okay? Cool. So the last one we might have is we might have a line that just gives you 2 points. A line that goes through 1, 3 and 2, -2. Okay? So we don't have a graph for this one. We don't have a red graph. So what we have to do is we still have to go through the same steps. We're still going to do our slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we're still going to use that to find our b. But we just have to do it all without a graph. Okay? So y2 is -2 minus y1, y2 minus y1. y1 is 3 over x2 is 2. x1 is 1. Okay? When you plug this in, you get -5 over 1, which is just -5. So our slope is -5. Then what you're going to do is you're going to plug this -5 in. You're going to plug in the point with using this negative sign. So y equals mx plus b. Our y value is -2 equals m is 2. Our x, excuse me, that's not right at all. Our m is -5 because that's what we just solved for our slope. M is -5. Our x value is 2 plus b. So if you see, I'm just plugging in -2, -2, 2, 2, -5, -5. When you do this, you keep solving, you get -2 equals -10 plus b. So b equals 8. We added 10 both sides. From here, we just rewrite our equation. So y equals negative 5x plus 8. And that is going to be our final answer. One thing you do now is, once again, we can check with Desmos. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. We'll go back over to Desmos. We said y equals negative 5x plus 8. Okay? Does that go through 1, 3? Yes, it does. Does it also go through 2, negative 2? I can't quite find it, but yeah, it does. Perfect. And so we checked. This is actually our equation. Everything works out. We are super happy. At least I am. Yeah. So, that is all I have for you right now. Okay? What we're going to do next is we're going to go over a few of the problems that are like the ones in the worksheet. The worksheet has already been posted. It's on Google Classroom. We're going to go over those, so that way if you we're going to go over those. That way if you have any questions about like the different formats of questions I can ask, we can do that. You should be able to do everything on the worksheet, but some might be different things. Before you leave, please go to this link. Please fill out the survey so I know you were here. We have 14 people here. I want all 14 of you to get credit for working hard over the break. Not over the break. It's not a break. We're still in class. Working hard in class. And yeah, so I'm going to give y'all like a, let's say, a minute and a half break to reset your mind. Think of any questions you can have. Make fun of my voice some more. Make fun of my profile some more. You know, whatever you need to do. And then, I'm just joking. I'm good. We're good. But yeah, in about a minute and a half, we're going to come back and we're going to go over some of the problems that are on the worksheet. Not the ones that are on the worksheet, but the ones that like the worksheet. And then, yeah. Joelle, if you're good with that question, we're good. If not, we can talk about it a little bit more. When y'all say my profile pic, you're talking about my my Mr. Pat Mickey profile pic, right? Not my personal Gmail account profile pic, which hopefully y'all haven't seen. Talking about the graph one, right, Marianne? Oh shoot! I thought I had the right account up. If you'll just go to this bit.ly, Drew, bit.ly/325 geometry. The survey will take you there. So just type in your Google address. Oh, my Google Classroom? Oh, interesting. Yeah, bit.ly/325 geometry. And it should take you there, Drew. Nice, Jaden. I'm drinking water. Ice water. Thank you, Yari and Melissa and Jaden. I got y'all's surveys. Alright, so moving on. Some of the problems that I didn't specifically go over that you might see on the worksheet. By might, I mean you will see on the worksheet. Okay? First one is just straight up it gives you the slope. Oh no, where's my pin? Maverick, we having a fit right now, me not using the pin. All right, gives you the slope, gives you the y-intercept. Okay, so remember our normal equation is y equals mx plus b. So we're just going to plug in that y equals mx plus b. We're going to plug in our slope and plug in our y-intercept. So we're going to say y equals, our slope is 3, x, our b is -1. And then there's the answer. Yada yee. Make sense? Cool. Hopefully that will make sense. The other type of equation you can get that we didn't explicitly go over is it gives you the slope and gives you the point that's through. Okay. I think that she's talking about earlier when I was talking about my profile pic, but Joelle. But yeah, sorry. Back to this problem. So we know our slope is 0 and it goes to this point. So we're just gonna have y equals mx plus b. Y'all are gonna get real tired of that y equals mx plus b. Okay. The slope is 0. We're gonna plug all these points. So our y is 1, our m is 0, our x is 4 plus b. 0 times 4 is just 0. So then we get b equals 1, and everything works out. Wait, that's not our answer. Don't box that. Cool. So then we keep going, plug everything in, and y equals 0x plus 1, and so y equals 1. And that is our final answer here. Hopefully that makes sense. That's the other type of problem that we didn't explicitly go over. That's on the worksheet. Next thing we can do is we're given a graph. Okay? Reminder with our graph, we want to make sure that we find 2 points that are absolutely 100% on the intersection. Okay? So I wouldn't use this point right here because this point looks like it's a little bit off. This does not look like a good point here. So the point I'm going to use up here at -3, 4, and this point right here, which is 0, -3. We did a problem like this. You've got to find your slope first. So y2 minus y1. My y2 is -3 minus y1 is 4 over x2 is 0 minus x1 -3. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Cool. When we do this, we get -7 over 0 minus -3 is negative becomes positive, 2 negatives become positive, +3. So there's our slope. Okay. Then we're going to use our slope to plug in to our y-intercept. To find our y-intercept. So we can use this point up here. Alright. And so then we're just going to do our y value is 4 equals our slope is -7 over 3. Just plugging in y equals mx plus b. Our x value is -3 plus b. Cool. When you solve this, 4 equals -7 over 3 times -3 is going to become a +7 plus b. Subtract 7 from both sides. B equals -3. That makes sense because that looks like where our y-intercept is. And then we just write our final equation. And that's our answer. Y equals -7 over 3, x minus 3. Yeah, one last type of problem that we might see is when it gives us 2 points. When it gives us 2 points, we just do our normal y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we do the same thing with, then we're going to find the equation at the end. Okay, so y2 is 3, y1 is negative 2 over x2 is 2 minus x1 is 3. That's going to give us 5 over negative 1, which is the same thing as negative 5. Cool. So we're going to plug that in. Y value is negative 2 equals negative 5 times our x value is 3. Just plugging in to y equals mx plus b. Alright, when we do this, did I do something wrong? Y negative 5. Because this bottom here, we have x2 is 2, right? And x1 is negative 3, so 2 minus 3 is negative 1. Then 5 divided by negative 1 is going to be negative 5. Because these negatives, positive and negative, make a negative. So we have negative 2 equals negative 15 plus b. We add 15 to both sides, we get b equals 13. It's an awful 13. Oh no, what have I done? B equals 13. Alright, then we write our final equation. Y equals negative 5x plus 13. And it is what it is. If you have any questions about this, let me know. If not, you're good. That assignment is due tomorrow, so I would go ahead and get it done today, so that way you're ready to ask questions tomorrow morning before the live stream. We're going to move on with new stuff tomorrow. We're going to build on what we did today. Yeah. So if y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Melissa, you're right. Oop, here we go. Or, as you might say, is anti-oop. And yeah. I'm just going to chill here for a little bit for y'all to get your questions in. And then, if not, I'm going to end the stream and we're going to feel awesome about ourselves because we worked hard today. We're going to go try that worksheet. I already had someone turn it in to me. So, yeah. Don't forget to fill out the survey before you leave. And yeah. How many times do you think I can say and yeah before we log off? There's the survey. I missed y'all. Oh no, don't watch videos of me teaching. I say okay cool all the time. The survey link on Google Classroom is lower. Alright. I beat y'all anyways in tic-tac-toe, so I'm going to have to deal with this real quick. Alright. So. Survey work not looking. You went to... Can you pull up the survey at all? Or is it just not... Like the bit.ly link won't get you there? Melissa. Are you having trouble with the bit.ly link? I think bit.ly link takes into account capitalization. Oh, the survey's not in Google Classroom. The assignment is in Google Classroom. And then the survey, you just have to fill out this link. Okay, interesting. Melissa, I've already gotten your survey. That's why it's not working, because you already filled it out. Unless someone else filled out your name. I think you might be. Yeah, I think that's why it's not working, is because you already did. Your friends need it. Okay. They probably have to log in. I'm not sure if I have it set where you only fill it out once. I don't think I do, so you might be able to hit submit another response. Okay, Lynn Ketley said it wasn't working. Okay. I'm not really sure what to do, Melissa. You can tell them to email me and let me know. Honestly, I don't really want to put the link up in Google Classroom because I want people to have to watch the video to get to it. And so, yeah, because that's kind of the point, is to make sure people are watching the video. Of course, you could just tell them the link. But if I just put it up to Google Classroom, yeah. Marianne, are you having problems with the survey? Then I'm going to delete it, Marianne. Okay, you're good. If you can't find the survey, Marianne, I know you were here. You're good. So far, I have surveys from Avery, Fabian, Jaden, Melissa, Yari, John, and Sydney. Oh my goodness, I went ahead.
Are you done?
That's why we're doing this version, Marianne, so people don't accidentally talk out loud and say mean things about me. So that way y'all can just say them out loud and me not hear them. Still not find the survey, Drew. Interesting. Huh. I'm joking. No one ever has anything bad to say about me because I am a perfect teacher and a perfect person. Don't get it twisted, Yari. All parents yell at us. John, if you're still here, can you shoot me an email real quick? So that way I can... So that way I can send your password. Everyone else who has trouble with the survey, if you'll just send me an email, at this email address, and you're good. There, Joel got into the survey. I know, no, John was here for a little bit. He may have already left by now. I'm going to send John an email. Be nice to Joelle, Marianne. I'm also hungry, Yari. Remember, nice to each other. No fighting in my YouTube comments. Yeah, I mean, I stopped for a while. I stopped a while ago, Melissa. I'm going to put, whenever I post it, I'm going to make sure I put a comment like, lesson starts at such and such time. New instruction finishes here, examples finish here. The rest of the time, we're really just chilling in chat.
Alright, it looks like there's not really any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank y'all for coming out. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for working hard. Try that worksheet. Okay, we're not going to go over any of it, but I'm going to post the answers tomorrow, probably around I'm not really sure when I'll post them. But, yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow. I don't see why I would need a TikTok. But, yeah. Adios.